here tonight to do a paranormal investigation. It's a location like no other. It's a location that's never been done before. It's something we're all very excited about. We've got a cameraman at the back of us. We've got Phil Gardner, the filmmaker, on the other side of this camera. I'm here with Michelle Gent, Peter Cox, and myself, Lee Roberts, a paranormal investigator. Tonight, we're here, we're real, we're live, we're going to get the truth.
It's like, he went, I've just had that. And it's like, I've just been stood there, and I went, and I haven't got a bad arm. And you said you had it.
Yeah, exactly the same. Well, like a squeeze it, but without the squeeze, just the pain. It's really weird.
Same side or not? We didn't even discuss it, we just walked up. Mine's still there though.
Mine disappeared as soon as I seen somebody. It disappeared.
Yeah, there's only us in here. On the first event, the group gathered in this area, and there were two mediums, and they took everybody away from it because they said there was some sort of a nasty spirit there.
In this area?
In this area, yes.
Right. So it's quite a nasty, evil presence.
Yeah. One of the mediums described people sat in the cafe actually eating and drinking, but it seemed like they were hovering above the chairs.
Right.
About 12 years ago, this was refitted. Things were refitted. The old chairs used to be about here, and the tables were about that high. So
right. So
obviously
that coincides.
Yeah.
Did they get down to what this evil spirit was?
No, because they
wouldn't even work here.
They wanted to go away from it. They didn't want anyone to have anything attached to them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll look at that later then.
In the toilets, quite a few people have experienced, if they've been in one of the cubicles, they've heard someone walk in, but no one's ever been there, if you're with me. They've heard doors shut. I think you've had that experience as well, haven't you, Sue?
Yeah.
Where somebody walked in and you want to explain?
Just seen shadows. Cubicles have been shut, nobody else in, and you've just seen shadows walk along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
To Market Street entrance.
So has it been quite recent activity, or has it been here?
Sort of from July up until October, we've had not a deal at all.
Yeah.
Because we've had cabinets move in various parts of the market hall.
Right.
The ladies who work on this store here were in early one morning, and a full row of games just sort of cleared themselves all onto the floor.
Okay.
And then a sauce bottle from the cafe actually moved off this top row here onto there on its own, and there was no one about. I mean, obviously you'd have to come and speak to the ladies because they did witness that. So.
No air conditioning or anything?
No, everything's switched off. There's only the butcher's cabinets to be clicking and whatever. Here in the Market Street entrance on the second event that we had, one of the mediums picked up on a girl who seemed to be trapped in a bedroom somewhere.
Right.
And we'd got a teenage girl, 18, 19 years old, and she felt that she was being suffocated. So we had to move out to this area.
So when you said that it was trapped in a bedroom, did this used to be housed?
It was housing sort of all the way down here, which is now Market Street. It used to be called Little Lane.
Right.
But I've got, as I said, I've got some maps that you can.
Okay. Cool. Anything else?
Yeah. Down this aisle.
Carry on down.
They've put trigger objects out and about on all of the aisles. Not the last event, the previous event. They actually rolled a sponge ball. Yeah. All the people in the group were stood in this area. They rolled a sponge ball down the market. Nothing happened for a few minutes, so we were going that way round in a clockwise direction. As we started to walk away, the ball came back to us in between, and they had a similar thing with a toy car on the middle aisle. They pushed the toy car down, and that sort of came back immediately to us.
Right. Okay. And was nobody down?
Nobody was because we had groups of 10, 12, 15.
Right. Okay. So not as small as tonight, then?
No. We had a medium with each group. Someone from the investigation team, and I sort of stood back and witnessed what was happening to make sure that there was no interference and things like that.
Okay.
On the old maps you will see there was a street that ran through sort of diagonally from the corner of the office to the corner of that stall, and they said that that could be sort of a ley line that's picking quite a bit of activity up.
Okay.
Caretakers and myself have witnessed when you close up at night. We used to put the alarm system on in the small office on the right hand side there. Look out into the market hall before you go to make sure that there's no one in here. I've seen people walk past and you've come down to make sure that nobody's in here, and there's nobody there at all, and it does really unnerve you.
Okay. And is the CCTV around?
There's only CCTV upstairs, but it doesn't record.
Right.
The idlers have got
Okay. So there's no evidence to look at that way? Right,
no.
okay, brilliant.
Unless the idlers have got any on their systems.
That's fine.
We get an
So
area.
this is the main entrance?
This is the main entrance, We do get an area sort of here. If you come in first thing in the morning, you get a real strong smell of like a sickly perfume. And there's no, the makeup stall that sells perfumes down at the other end of the market, and it lingers for about 10 minutes, and that's in this area.
Okay. What about the Devonshire suite? Have we had anything up there? Can we have a look at that area, just because we're going to be using that tonight?
Do you want to go over there?
Have a look? Yeah, we're just going to have a look.
The tenants in the past have said they've heard like glasses chinking together and that sort of thing, but this you do get big temperature fluctuations up in this corridor, not so much in the next one.
So it's just this we're going to be using tonight?
Two corridors, and then what used to be the old entrance. Previous caretakers have said that they've heard like groups of people talking and whatever. But obviously all the offices are now empty, so there's not really an explanation for that.
So the two main gadgets that we're going to be using tonight is an EMF meter, which you'll see will go off like that if we've got any activity at all. And what this does is read between 0 and 10. Obviously you can see that that's up to number 2 at the moment. And what that does is read electromagnetic frequencies. And what they say is if there are spirit around, they use energy, and the main energy that we have got is electricity that's all around the building. And obviously it's still picking up on number 2 at the moment, and that will be picking up on the cameras, picking up on the other little bit of kit and any other electricity that's roaming around. So what we do is the baseline test. At the moment we know that's on 2, and if we come in later, if that goes any higher than that, we can monitor that and see where it goes up to. It could be spirit, it could be electricity that's around already through plugs or wires. And the other little bit of kit that we've got is the thermal imaging camera, and you can see these guys here now. And what it does is it takes the temperature, the little dot in the middle, it will take the temperature in the top corner of anyone that's around. And the best thing about this is whether you're in the dark or the light, this will pick up on any source of energy, any heat source at all. So what it will pick up on is if we're using any equipment and anything starts getting hotter or colder, or we get any figures around tables or around corridors, this little bit of kit will pick it up straight away. And the best thing about it, we just need a little click and it'll instantly take an image of it, so there's no getting away from it. We'll capture that straight away. So Pete here is going to be looking after that tonight. And they're the two main bits of kit that we're going to be using, nothing else other than glass, table and our own sensors, and hopefully picking up on spirits around. I want to invite Michelle Gent here that we've got with us just to tell us a little bit about the history of this place. We normally go into places such as manors, pubs, clubs that you normally see on the television. Now we've, as a group, decided we're coming to something a little bit different. We want to go somewhere and to go to places that aren't really used and aren't really shown. So what is special about this place and what's the history of it?
Well, this actual building used to be a slum. It used to be a slum area. They flattened it, levelled it and built the shopping centre on it. And the shopping centre actually describes where the streets were, so it follows exactly the same street plan as where the streets were. And there's been an awful lot of activity in the underground car park where the slums would have been. They drained the land so they, to a certain extent, but the river has started making its way back as nature tends to do.
Yes. So the area itself and the areas that we're going to be working in tonight, what, I know you've been here before, what do you expect to find here?
I expect there's something really wrong here.
Yes.
It's bad, it's nasty, and the last time that we were here we got through to a little girl and someone asked her, is there anything that you're scared of? That was it, all contact stopped.
And we've also picked up Steve, the manager, has also mentioned already that there's an area in the marketplace that mediums won't work in. Now that's something straight away that through triggers in my mind. I want to get in there and do something. What have you picked up on it? Was you there on that night when they did that?
I was there on that night.
Yes.
I don't ever claim to be a medium.
Yes.
I watched an awful lot of what happened. I saw how frightened everyone was. I'm a great people watcher, but I saw how frightened everyone was and how they all picked up at the same point in the building. And it's a bit odd that even when people hadn't been there, because there were a few different groups, and even when people that hadn't been there went there the first time they'd been there, and they went, ooh.
Yes.
And you can see that on people's faces, and they don't even realise that they're picking up on anything, and you can tell that there's something really wrong there. And as you know, the legends that have come up from childhood, the few that we can actually remember from childhood, for instance, tap tap.
Yes.
That's the really spooky thing. Could it actually have some basis in fact?
Yes. Well, we know that is kind of in this area. We know that it may or may not have something to do with this property, and it's something we want to try and unearth tonight. And that is one of the reasons why we're here, to do real ripped back investigations and basically
get down to the
nitty-gritty of it
and the reality of it,
and strip it back and do the experiments for real
and see where all the legends came from. I absolutely agree with that, and I think that's really exciting, and we thank you for inviting me in on it.
No worries. So this is it then. We're going to go and do some experiments and see what we get. If we come away with nothing, we come away with nothing. But we're going to have a go at glass moving, table tipping, and some other experiments just to kind of really draw this to the limit and see how far we can go with it. Explain to me.
Obviously, I'm just looking around with the camera, and there's a big hotspot on the wall. As you probably want to have a look, which is quite surprised me because it's all of a sudden just picked up.
He had quite a personality when you got into his personality.
What could that mean?
Until you got to know him.
What you look at in that is obviously straight away you try and feel to see if there's any heat on there. You can still get my handprint on there, but there's still that spot. And if it was a pipe or anything like that, it would run all the way up the wall and down the other side. But you can see that's still a hot spot, but it is cold to touch, really cold to touch. And if you can see my handprint, it'll disappear again from the heat. It's still there.
So this is where a medium has just picked up
this is where Michelle the medium just picked up on some energy walking up and down this corridor. Quite distinctive eyes, very aggressive, authoritative looking character come round and round this area.
So and that's exactly where we've just got the hot spot.
Exactly where we just got the hot spot. Exactly where we've just spotted that.
Cool.
Okay, so what we're going to use now is a very, very simple technique, but it's one that's been used over hundreds of years, and the trigger objects. I'm going to use just a little toy car, and the theory behind it is we're going to place this on one of the shelves, which is just down here, and get the camera to get the exact spot of where we leave it, and then we'll come back later on and check it again. And when they've done little bits of experiments here in the past, trigger objects have moved. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this simply on a piece of card. It's steady, it's not going to move. We've got the camera exactly on the position where it is. Okay, now in theory that should stay where it is, but we've had it in the past where things have moved, things have been turned round, things have been flipped over, or even taken off of there and rolled across the floor or disfigured in some way. So that's one of them that we're going to leave there, and we're going to leave another one, the yellow one, completely the other side of the market, and we're going to see if that has any effect. One of the other little tips that you can use with one of these is put it on a piece of paper and draw around, or you can get talcum powder and put talcum powder around it, just to see if they get any tracks in it, or you can see if it's moved any easier. But when we've got the cameras, we can quite easily record that. We know exactly where things have been kept. Okay. If you want to check the temperature as well, as I'm putting this one down, because sometimes when we come back to it, I'm going to leave this one just on here. Okay. Now the temperature is going to be up slightly with me touching it, but we just need just a quick temperature gauge on there, just so when we come back, if you can see when Josh has got the camera on it, that car's quite hot at the moment. That will be with me touching it. Okay, so that should cool down later on. Okay, so sometimes what we've had is that when we're calling out, if we're in this area, if we focus on this object, that will heat up, because if we're asking for spirit to come and touch that, they're using their energies to move this object, and the object will either go really, really cold or really, really hot. So that's another point that we're going to look at later on. Okay, so what these guys are doing here now is an old experiment called a table tipping exercise. And the theory behind it is that they use their energies to get a spirit to move the actual table itself. And a lot of people use it moving a glass, use it on a Ouija board. This is taking it one step further. As we know the energies in here are so strong, they try and actually move the table. And we've had it in the past on a location where the table was either tipped up, hence the name table tipping, tipped up on one of the legs have lifted, or both of the legs, or actually get the table to move along the corridors. And we've had it, the best experience I've had is in a function room. We've had a table from one side of the function room to the other. Now the scientific side behind it is it could be one of the team that is actually moving it, so to get around that we make sure that all thumbs and fingers are on top of the table rather than around the side, and when it starts moving we get them to take the hands off one by one, so we know it's not one person moving that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we know the energies here are strong and it has worked in the past, so we'll have a look and see if it does work.
Give the table a gentle nudge.
What we're looking at on this, the temperature gauge now, is the heat of everybody, because people start getting affected by this, start saying they're feeling hotter on the legs or feeling achiness on the body, and this gadget will pick up where they are actually hotter or colder, and also we look around them Obviously you can see Josh in the background moving now within the camera, but sometimes you'll get figures in the background walking about, and it just kind of cancels out anything. If people saying there is hot spots, we can look for that straight away. Get on. Steve, do you want to come round and we can get your... Just stay there, let's just have a look, because we can just see, because you still...
From here now.
It's actually showing hotter.
Right, so it feels really cold.
Yeah, it's actually showing hotter there than any other part of your body.
Right, is that usual?
Okay. It's usually that you're sensing something's there. Okay, you're sensing it's there, but what it's giving you is a cold sensation.
Yeah.
But what it actually is a heat sensation. Okay, but it's your mind telling you it's cold. And that's something that is quite unusual. Come on, use our energies. If you can't do it on your own, get all the spirits here. Move the table. That's it, get help.
Everyone's energy.
Keep it going.
That's really good, well done. Let's use some more energy then. Use my energy again. Use everyone's energy.
Feels to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not touching the floor. It's moving, yeah.
Take it elsewhere and get the glass on it, because it seems as if it's wanting to, but just not really got the energy on. The glass is something that gets the energy up.
I think, yeah.
You have to try it in front of butchers.
I'm just thinking,
That's really strong.
yeah.
In front of that butcher shed.
There's someone there. There's somebody there. There's somebody there. Somebody in the heat person.
Oh yeah. See him not?
Wow. And yet,
There's two. Should still be there, look, but it's gone.
I could have sworn there was somebody looking.
They've come back now. They've come back. As soon as you moved away, they've come back.
yeah.
Go back to the door. Yeah. They've gone again. They've gone again.
Right.
I'm scaring the ghost
Right.
off.
Yeah. Watch,
Now,
watch,
come
watch.
back. What?
Holy shit.
I could have sworn there was somebody looking there. I can see them.
And yet when I go,
Close. Here.
Even though you're not blocking out that glass, you go to the side, they disappear. So what's happening, what we're getting is a window there. Now straight away, the scientific part of me is saying a reflection, but what happens is as you walk closer to the glass, the figures disappear,
Like
and you're not
Matt's
blocking the glass, you're not distorting the heat that is there. They've gone now, even though Matt's gone
Matt's
over
gone
there.
now. If you
You're
wanna
not
look,
changing
watch them.
the reflection at all.
They're coming straight back.
So in theory, if that was reflections of us, then that would still be there even though you're walking towards it. But they won't, they disappear when someone goes near. As soon as you come back, they come back again. So it's a good
So I
look.
know there's nobody else in here. Can I just go and have a look to make sure for myself? There's nobody. I thought there was somebody looking out of this window out there. First time.
there's nobody there. Nobody there, Michelle.
No, nobody there.
It's too dark for cameras.
Nobody's there.
There is nobody.
Wow.
I think
That's cool.
we'll do the glass moving here then.
This is where it's just there at the
Here,
table.
yeah.
That's fantastic. On camera.
When they did the photo.
You're not on your own.
Help! Do you want me to rescue you?
Okay, so let me have a look at that.
Are you alright?
Stay there again, Pete.
Come back, Pete. Let's
Stay
try
there.
this.
Stay there. Come on. Yeah. So if you look now, let's come work which one's Pete. You can see Pete in the centre,
Yeah.
and then you can see a reflection to the side of him. Now, if that was our reflection, you would see, obviously, a lot more than the one there. You would see,
You'd see somebody in the other
and you would see someone in the other window because Michelle stood directly in front of this one. But there is only one. In fact, there's one that's moving now. Look.
Yeah, they're going to move in front of that window. I've just asked them to. So
How many's in there now? Is there only Pete there?
There's four. Plus
There's 4
Pete,
people in there.
Plus Pete.
You can see 3.
There's 4 spirits in there.
Yeah. One's not in. One's over there in the corner, and then there's
Right.
2 behind him, and one just going over here in a minute.
When you said that, there's Pete. You can see Pete's silhouette there,
Yeah.
and then there was one that moved.
Yeah. That because I said, can we move over to the other side for me? Can you move
There,
over
there's
to
somebody
the other
moving
side?
now.
Yeah. Can you
You
move
can see him
over?
moving clearly. Do you want to film what's on
Pete,
there?
Joshua, make sure you're filming this.
So what's happening now is, you can see Pete. Pete is the one that's dead centre. Okay, right in the centre
Pete's
of the
waving,
glass.
look.
Now there is one that stood at the side of Pete there. There's a heat source. Now Michelle, being a medium, has asked that spirit to move. She's done that several times, and at the same time I've
You ready?
seen the spirit.
You're going to move again.
It's fading.
Moving.
It's over his shoulder. It's right over his shoulder. Okay, Pete, move to your left. That's it. Right, still there. Pete's moved and it's still there.
So what are we doing now?
Okay, so what we're going to do now is the same theory of the table tipping, but we're going to use a littler object. We're going to use a glass. It's a lot smaller, it's a lot easier to move around for spirit, don't need as much energy. So if there is a spirit here that's not very strong, we can try and get it to move the glass, and there's more people around as well, so we can see if we can get the glass moving. It's a very, very old experiment that they used to use hundreds of years ago, and it came from the Ouija board, really. But this is just getting a glass, moving around the table, just to get the energy of the spirit here, just so we can clarify that it's here, and then we can go on to someone is yes, somebody is no, and try and get answers. Okay, so if there are any spirits here, what we want is for you to come and use our energies. If you can, move this glass for us, and we'd like you to move it in a big circle for us. Thank you very much. Keep it going. Keep it going. If you've got a blip in the table, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. And what happens is, as the glass is moving around, people take their hands off of the glass. Okay? So what happens is, even though people have taken the fingers off the glass, we've all taken our fingers off the glass at some point or another. Okay, in different sequences, so we know that not one person is moving this glass. Okay.
Please don't ever take the pins off of the camera.
If you take it all off, the energies will go, the glass will stop. It's not that the spirit isn't there anymore, it's that it simply hasn't got a tool for the energies to move the glass with. Okay? Okay, so everyone keep the finger back on again now. What we want then, thank you very much for moving this glass. We're trying to find some facts about you then, if you don't mind. If you'd like to move the glass to the person you want to represent, as the answer yes. That's it, have a good look round, go to the person you want to represent yes. Thank you very much. Bring it to the centre of the table. Now we're looking for the person that you want to represent no. Have a good look around the table again, have a look around the people. Thank you very much. So you're yes, you're no. Okay? And what we need to do now is, a lot of people think that by just getting yes and no answers, you're not really going to get much out of it. But you will. And we'll prove that now. So, are you a male spirit? Yes. Here with somebody that's here tonight, somebody living that's here tonight. Are you connected to someone that is here? No. Okay. Are you connected to this area? Are you connected to this area at all? Yes. Did you used to live here? Did you used to live in this area? Yes. Did you used to work in this area? Okay, we're obviously in a marketplace at the minute, and I'm going to go on the presumption that it was a marketplace when you was here. Correct me if I'm wrong, go to know if I'm wrong in that. Okay, so we're outside the butcher's stand at the minute. Were you a butcher? Were you a butcher here? So that went to yes straight away. Okay. Well, we need to find out. Steve's done the right thing. If we're getting things that are quite close to home or something that we may know facts about, step off the table, because what happens is if they can have preconceived ideas, and we can look back at the evidence and say someone on the table knew about a certain death, a certain character around, so we're quite happy. Okay, so can you give us an age that you were when you died? Were you over the age of 50 years old? Were you over the age of 60 years old? Sure. Were you over the age of 60 years old when you passed away? Is this still the same spirit here? Are we still speaking to the male spirit that was a butcher? Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. That's it, keep the energies going. Okay, can you go to the person that represented yes for me, just to prove that you're still here? Do you know who the person that was yes? The reason I'm asking these kind of questions now is to try and figure out whether we've still got the same spirit on the glass. Because it's going in a random movement, rather than quite precise that it was before, it indicates that there's a change in spirit. Right? Now, or Michelle, are you picking up on anything around?
Just a few minutes ago, when I was sort of, while you're all doing glass, because obviously I'm not sort of that comfortable with doing it myself, so I've just been using this sort of thing, and I'm aware that somebody's wandering up and down here, and mentally I just thought to myself, I've never seen a glass come off table yet, but it came into my head, and then you've just come off the table and said the last couple of times that you've done it, a butcher's come through and the glass has come off. So I've mentally now said, enough's enough, we're not having that happen.
Are you quite happy to be interacting with us tonight? Are you quite happy for us to be here? And will you show us some activity tonight? Will you try and show yourself tonight to us? If I ask you to do something now then, will you do something for me? Try your best. I don't know. What I'm planning to do then is split the team up into smaller groups. Will you follow one of the groups and show us some other things that you can do?
I'll just keep it as one group.
Do you want us all to stay together tonight? Okay, that was quite a definite answer. Is there a reason why we've got to stay together? Is there a reason why you want us to stay together? Is that reason for our safety? If we split up into two groups then, will you follow the groups? Will any of the spirits here, including you four that are here, or any other spirits that are around that you're aware of, will they follow us? If we do split up, will things happen? Will we get some paranormal activity tonight if we split up into smaller groups? There's the answer. We'll split up. Thank you very much. So there's your answer. We're going to split up and see what we get.
Yeah, very happy, very good experience, much enjoyed. It's changed my life side of things.
So this street, this actually was a street.
Right.
This was a street of slums, and there's a legend that a little old lady, big coat, big hat, you know, like Eliza Doolittle, pulls this little handmade trolley full of her knitting.
So along this street here, and would it have been at this level?
No, lower, a lot lower, because the streets used to flood because of the river.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is, we're walking in the spirits' footsteps.
I just wondered if you could tell me any more about this tap tap.
Yeah, a bit later. We're keeping that a little bit close just to see if anything comes out about tap tap.
Why is it that bad?
It was, yeah.
It's something that we know about this area. That is one reason why we was keen to get in this area and get this location. that the staff don't know about. Not there's only kind of me and Michelle at this point that know about it, but hopefully it will come out later. Fingers crossed.
It's the kind of thing that kids tell each other. You know, I don't know whether it was made up when we were kids, but we always heard it from the older kids. You know, get rid of tap tap, and it was always whispered. You never said it out loud. It was always tap tap. So you know, and it's still a little bit scary. You know, especially
without going into too much detail, there's certain evidence come to light of why we want to go into it a little bit further, because although it was a myth of when we was children, there's something that's triggered that's made us want to look into it a little bit further. So yeah, you will get to know, but we'll hold it for now and see if anything comes of it. Okay?
Okay.
Right, so it's up here we're going to do our first reading.
Otherwise, don't ask again. In that room they had a seance, a glass pushing thing, and there was a medium there who was actually getting, the last time we were there, he was getting some energies, and a woman actually knew who it was, and she asked specific questions.
Right.
The date he died, where he used to work, and the medium came up to me and he said, is this connected with you? And I says, no. He says, are you sure? Well, apparently he used to work with me, and he died on my birthday.
Right. Okay, so can we get in there?
I don't know.
Shall we see? I don't think we'll be able to. No.
Shame.
Well, what we'll do is we'll work in this area, because this is where Michelle, the medium, who stayed downstairs with the other group, picked up on somebody walking through here, an authoritative figure. So what we'll try and do is just do a bit of calling out and see if we can get any energies, see if we can get anything, movement. In the past on investigations we've had doors movement, we've had things, you hear that? Right, where's that come from? Whereabout? It was kind of this area, as if it was coming from that room.
Ooh.
Okay. Pete, with the thermal imager, is there anything, any difference around here?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. We'll see if we can just move on a little bit then.
Well, heat source here.
Okay. Right, just pull that back. Right. Get a camera on that quick then. Okay, so that's a blatant hand. Okay.
Are you joking?
Do you want to come and have a look, Michelle? It's still there. It's not. There, look. Now, if that was human hand, okay, what you would get is, in fact, let me just see if I can get my hand at the side of it. Can I see that?
Yeah.
The side of it?
Okay.
If I put my hand on the side of it, so I was leaning up against it. Right, my hand's there. It's quite obvious that that's somebody, a human hand. If you go back to that one,
Is it gone?
it's slightly still there. But what you've got is what I was trying to get is, there's a streak there, as if, I don't know what that is. Okay? It's almost, you know.
As you can see, it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, that is still
and then
there.
you look at the other one, there's two.
But that is just a handprint, and it's not.
And that actually
It's as if somebody's a whole arm that is there, rather than just the handprint. So there's obviously something here in this area that we need to work on. Okay. So if there is anything here, can you knock, tap, bang on something for us? Okay. Now that sounded like it was coming from.
It sounds metal.
Yeah. So this is wood. Window. It could have been coming, but it wasn't as hollow as that.
No.
No.
Polly, got another wire.
Oh my god.
Okay. So this is the other side of the room. Right, okay. So we can confirm on camera that that's not any of us. Okay, we've got various angles. It's a very, very small team. There's only 5 of us here. Unless that is something from the other side, but it's a coincidence that it was on the other side of the room on the wall as well. So,
It's happening again too.
yeah.
I think it's very strange if you picking these images up after taps.
Yeah.
Why is it called tap tap?
You might as well tell them, Michelle.
Nobody ever saw him. They only heard him. It was sort of like there was rumours that he got one of those sword canes, and he used to just, well, that kind of thing. Wherever he was, he wouldn't use the blade of the sword cane. He'd use the handle, and he didn't like kids. And the kids that were in the slums of this area were frightened to death of him. And that's in the early 1800s, and it's just gone on from there. Nobody knows who he was. Nobody knows what happened to him.
Exactly, that's the point that I wanted to get onto, and it's something that has intrigued me over the years. Nobody knows what happened to him. Nobody knows who he was. Nobody knows any dates of birth. Nobody knows the dates of death. Nobody knows what happened to him, where he's buried,
Or what happened to the kids that went missing.
or absolutely anything. The case of the children that went missing was never followed up.
Because there were kids from the slums.
And hence why we've decided to do a paranormal investigator. So we really. Is that another one? It's not the same one though, is it? No. Okay, this is getting a bit. Right, what I'm going to do is. Okay, that's a big drop outside. There's no one able to stand on any ledge out there.
So that's just
Do it from the other side. That is just a window going outside. There's no one from the other side. Okay.
Oh God!
Right. Get the thermal imager. Let's see if we can find out what that is. We need to get this controlled. There's got to be someone around.
Bobby,
So,
Bobby, I've got the same here.
okay. Right. As well as the hand, you can see the wall. If you can just pan out a bit, look how warm the whole of that wall is.
Right on.
Okay, that's not just one heat source. That's the whole wall. And it is cold to touch. What's the temperature saying on there?
16s, 17s,
And compared to the other wall?
12.
Yeah, so it is hotter. Again, scientific side
Hot water pipe
is
down there.
hot water pipe, but the handprint. Again, how many is that we've had?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Following taps.
4.
Following taps.
Yeah.
Quite a large tap, the second one. Yeah, this one that we've just had was quite an intense, aggressive bang, if you like, not just a tap. What we need to do is make sure that we've got it controlled to start with, okay? That we're the only ones in it. We know that it's locked downstairs, we know that the other group are well away from us. We need to make sure that we're in a controlled environment, there's nobody else in. So, then we'll stick together, we'll cover this area first, and we'll make sure there's no one else in this area, okay? And then we'll work his way back down that area. So just stay together, alright?
Keep filming. You get in front, go. So I have
Just have a quick look, make sure there's nobody in there.
Was that door open?
Done.
no.
Was that door open?
It is now.
I've just checked it there. Yeah, that's fine. I've just checked that. Right, we'll go.
I don't like this.
Okay.
It was over here somewhere. Right behind you, probably.
Someone is really taking.
Same here.
Someone's taking the piss out of us now, blatantly. Sorry for the bad language, but this is getting. I was going to say out of hand, but it's kind of a bad, really bad joke. Okay.
You promised this wouldn't happen. You really did.
This has happened before on one of the investigations where we kind of did our own little follow-up and we was getting handprints like this and we didn't. I thought it was somebody taking the mick, but it's happening again and that got worse and worse and worse as the night went out.
This is the first time I've had it on camera.
This is the first time I've had it on camera.
Is it still there? Yeah, it's 20.
Eventually we had to leave the property because it was getting...
It wasn't here.
No, it wasn't here. It was at another location, again related to the myth.
Tap tap.
Tap tap. I don't even like saying tap tap. Right. Okay. We need to check. Trying to get the thoughts back together. We need to check that this is controlled. We need to make sure that there is nobody here, nobody else is taking the mick. We need to check the other side of the building. Okay, the other corridors.
Right, as well.
Okay. Again, we need to get this controlled. Let's go and do the other side of the building.
Okay.
Well, which door was that?
That one that you shut.
Okay.
Leave it.
That is completely locked now.
Leave it, please leave it.
That's locked. Right. Let's go to the side. Let's go. Oh. Okay. Gather ourselves together. Okay. We need to stick together. There's 5 of us here. We're all grown-ups. Let's get this done and let's make sure that we're in a good place and we need to find out that we're in control. Okay. So we do need to secure these corridors.
Cold, very cold.
The temperature's completely
It's gone from 7 to up there.
it's down to 8.
Now, it could be that it is quite a controlled corridor.
Air conditioning.
It's not
It
There's
could
no
be,
air conditioning, so just switched it all off.
but with it shut on both ends, it could be that it is naturally cold. Okay. So we'll go through. Okay.
Right. Got another one here.
Right. It's either following us or we're following it. And again, that door's not closed. We've got the camera to prove that that door hasn't moved. Whatever has done that is here with us.
Didn't the spirits downstairs say not to split up?
Yes.
Because it was going to be
I
bad.
wonder why. Yeah. I wonder why. Is there nothing down there? Just get the thermal imager.
Can we wrap it up, Lee?
We can wrap it up, but we need to secure everywhere. We really do, because if there's somebody here taking the mic, they're going to carry on all night. We need to check this area, okay, before we do anything. Check all yours.
There's a wall there.
That door's open.
Okay. Nobody in. It's quite calm in here. Alright.
And it's, I'll just point out, it's a full moon.
Yeah,
Tonight, isn't it? Yeah, just... And isn't there an eclipse? Come in.
Thanks for that too.
Okay.
That's just my
Getting your reflection in that.
Is there any more about Tap Tap that we should know then?
Well, there's a heat source in the window beyond Molly.
Kidding.
Look at it. We're nowhere near that end window. There's nothing there. See it?
Is that the rear window?
That's a window there.
I think you're just complaining about Tap Tap now. Because it is getting...
Yeah, we went out with my friend found a journal and it's got some pretty nasty things in it, and she asked me to do some research on it, and I pulled Lee in, and I'm sorry but it's pulled you in as well, so I'm sorry guys, but you seem to be in this with us, and I'm really sorry.
It's too late now, isn't it?
I thought it were kids.
Obviously it's not a kid's thing, is it?
I would never have pulled people into this. I'd have told them to burn it or whatever, but she's found some really gruesome stuff on it. It seems to be a journal of either somebody's got a really sick imagination or has actually done this stuff.
I've seen the journal with, obviously Michelle's brought it to me to show me, and it's quite thorough in the content and the specific areas and locations that we need to go and look at, and that we need to go and investigate and research to see where the clues are leading to. We have done one without cameras that we mentioned before. It got out of hand. It got
What's that?
That door's locked.
Okay.
Is there any way of like contacting this spirit?
We can hold a seance and
Tonight?
try and contact it tonight.
Just us?
Yeah. I think it'd be safer with just us rather than dragging the other guys in. Obviously the other guys don't know anything about it.
Let's go for it.
So we need to...
You okay to do it?
If we're going to do it, we're going to hit it head on. Because if we don't, it's carry on. 2 locations, same thing. It's not something messing about, it's something that's following us.
Everybody here okay to do
So
it?
that means now it's following me.
We're not saying it's following you, it's following us as a team. Nothing's happened in our private lives. Nothing's kind of happening.
Nothing happens until
Really?
we actually come to one of the locations that mentioned in the journal.
We're here for a specific reason. It's not that we've been invited here or we've picked this out at random. There's a reason why we're here. It's in this journal to come here. Okay, we need
Tap
to try and get to the
Tap
bottom.
Tap has been mentioning where I'm saying it's Tap Tap. I'm assuming it's Tap Tap because that's what we used to call him when we were kids, and that's what it's with the that kind of thing that we've been hearing. He used in the journal. He said where he used to watch these girls. Where it said Tap Tap watched here, Tap Tap played here. I don't know what it means when he says he played here, but just after that it gets a little bit,
That door's.
Okay, that door has just opened and closed on its own. Pete, you get the thermal imager over here because if that door's open
I've got one source here. Don't know what it is.
It looks like a figure.
and what I'm trying to get at is this door opened at some point, whether it's on this side or that with it. I want to find out how it's opened and closed on its own.
Got a heat source.
Okay. Hand again. Quite clearly a hand again. Whether on this side, it's going to have to be on this side to push that door open. Okay. I'm quite happy to run a seance because we need to get to the bottom of it.
We've got to get to the bottom of it.
When do we do it then?
The door's just open to go through there. I think we'll follow it and do it through there.
Can you see that?
Where do you think? Down here?
This is cold as well, and this is an open corridor.
I think wherever we go, we are either following it or it's following us.
It's pushing it. What is cold? What's the temperature?
Temperature's reading 9, 8, 9 Celsius. Oh, we've had 18, 19s. There's no air conditioning on the building.
Do you think it'd be an ambient temperature? This isn't a closed off corridor, this is open. There's something freaky going on.
And the radio.
Yeah, we already checked that. I always make sure beforehand, air conditioning, heating, everything's off.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect it.
Right, so we'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, so what we've done now is come down onto the lower levels. We've decided to get a different atmosphere just to see what happens.
Look at that.
What is it? You are joking. Was that a handprint again?
Sure.
It's a heat. Right, okay, let's have a look. Okay. It's an empty warehouse shop unit. What is it you saw?
It's like
What
a
I
hand.
saw was it?
Yeah. It's like a hand.
Again.
It's like on the previous occasions again.
Okay. Right. So what I was going on to say, we've decided to come down onto the lower levels just to see if the atmosphere's changed at all. And it's obviously starting straight away. So we need to. The other team's upstairs. They're safe and sound. Obviously, something's still with us. We need to look into it. We need to get a seance between us guys to see if we can pick anything up. Okay. So are you going to be happy with that?
No, I'm not going to be happy with it, but we've got to do it.
Yes. We've got to get it. It's the only way we're going to make contact to A, find out what it is, if it is spirit or not, and B, find out what they want. So I think we want to do that. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that down here. Okay. We're going to do a seance. We're going to do it using the glass because obviously we can get answers that way rather than just calling out and getting taps and bangs. We're going to do it in the same way as we've done before, using R3's energies and to see if we can get any connection through the spirit that's around. Okay, is everybody happy with that? I know you're a little bit uncomfortable with it, but we can try and get some answers this way. Okay, so again, as before, fingers on the glass. I'll do the calling out, okay? If we get to a stage where nothing is going to happen, we'll move on to someone else to do the calling out, okay? Just put your hand very lightly on the edge. What I don't want is for you to get on the rim because it's easier to catch on the rim to move it, okay? Okay, I'm calling out to the spirit in particular that is following us. Did you hear the cough? There's just a cough down there then. Okay, we'll carry on. If the spirit that is following us around, making the handprints, making the taps, please come and use our energies. See if you can move the glass for us. We want to get in contact with you. We come with respect. We don't mean you no harm. All we want to do is get some answers. Thank you. Keep this glass moving for us. Keep the glass going. Use our energies. Can you move the glass in a big circle for us? Thank you very much. Keep the glass going in a big circle. As before, when the glass is moving, what we do is take your finger off the glass, put it on. Pete, if you want to take your finger off the glass, join it back on again. Michelle, you take your finger off the glass, put it back on again. So what we've done there is to make sure that not one person is moving this glass. Keep going. Keep the glass moving for us. Keep the glass moving for us. That's it, keep it going. That's it, fingers back on the glass. We need to complete this, I need to get some answers. Keep the glass moving. Okay, can you go to the person that you want to represent yes for us, please? Okay, what is that you've got on there, Pete?
I don't know, I think it's another handprint.
Have a look. Get the breath back. Right, there's either a figure or a handprint on that window there. There's no one in the line, there's no reflection there. Is everybody alright? Okay, have we got this on camera? Have we got the... Pete, have you taken a picture of that on the thermal?
Yes.
Okay. We need to go... we need to obviously go in there and check what this is. There's either what it looked like as a handprint, it seems to have merged together again now to be a figure at the other side of the door, similar to what we had earlier. And obviously the glass has come off and smashed, which is a completely different bit of evidence, with some force to obviously move that. Okay, I'm going to go in there to see if there is anybody in there. We need to get it controlled. That's what we need to do today. Okay, can you still see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still there.
Sometimes you'll get a cold spot, a heat source. I don't like it in here.
Have you ever had anything like this before?
No. I've had glass come off the table and smash. Yes, I've had things move on their own. Yeah, but not in a sequence of events that we've just had. The thermal imaging is picking up on things that we need to get out of this area. We need to get out of this area. It's not very often that I have to say we have to move on from an area, because at the end of the day, as a paranormal investigator, it's my job to find out what's causing this activity. We have to think about our safety. We have to think about the safety at the end of the day, and I think whatever it is doesn't want us in this area. So I think if we move away quickly, we'll and refocus. Let's just get our bearings so we're of a sound mind, so we can come back and rationally think rather than getting carried away with it. Okay? Right.
How do you feel?
I don't research this kind of thing. I research history and I research facts, and I don't research anything like this, and this is scary.
For me, it's a cracking bit of evidence. This is what I want as a paranormal investigator, but I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want anybody else to be hurt. I don't want any of the team to be hurt. But as paranormal evidence, with only 5 of us here, 3 of the crew, 2 camera crew, we can honestly say that nobody's done this. Nobody's putting handprints on the windows. We've certainly not chucked a glass and smashed it. Table move, a chair just dropped that was literally a foot away from me. The thermal imaging camera's picking up on things that just isn't there. There are taps that are happening just then. There's taps happening all over the place. It is probably the active place I've investigated so far by none. But like I said, we need to refocus. We need to get our rational heads together. Okay, because the more we stay in this area, the more we're just going to get wound up. Okay, so what I think we ought to do is move out of sight from this area. Let's get his thoughts together. Okay, let's leave it for 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, we've come out of the way of the last area, just to kind of get our thoughts back and gather our own minds together to kind of give us the rational thought again rather than jump into conclusions. We want to kind of step back from it. Yeah, I think we all agree with that we need to step back from it. What I've decided we're going to do is the cars that we put down earlier, the trigger objects, we're going to just have a walk around and check on those to see if we've got any interaction with those. Obviously there's a lot been happening tonight. We need to just focus on something else just for now, so we're going to go and do that now and check on the vehicles, on the trigger objects. Just on his way there, obviously putting my paranormal investigator head back on. It's been an absolute mega night for activity. Okay, and I know that you're quite shook up about it, but we need to look at it from. Okay, so which stopped me in my track. Where did we put the vehicle? Right. Okay. Straight away, from my point of view, there's only us guys down here. We know we've all stuck together. We can verify that we've all. Okay. For the cameras that may not have picked that up because she was obviously pointing at us, talking, the car just moved on its own uphill. If you can look at that now, that is on a slope upwards and the car moved on its own. You guys can verify that? Yes. Yeah? This is something unseen before, and it's new ground for myself that has been doing it for 15 years. I've never come across anything like this. I know you guys wouldn't have done because you're quite new to it, but it is something that's untouched. That had moved initially from one side to the other, and we have just seen a toy car move on its own. Okay, I can verify that there are no trickery with it. It isn't a remote control car. It is simply.
It's got no string on it or anything.
A Matchbox toy car with nothing attached to it. Nothing on here. Not magnetic. I am absolutely gobsmacked with no answers, which brings me to my next trigger object. We've got another one to go and check on. I really don't know what to say, and I know you guys are just I'm just trying to fill it the minute because I know you guys are absolutely speechless with it, as I am. I've done many investigations, been to many locations, and this by far is the most active I've been in and they cannot explain. So the other around this corner now. Okay. Now there's something different about that. Okay, was it another way?
You have to check footage.
Yeah. We will check. We found that like this. I don't know whether that was or not. We'll have to check the footage, which is why we film these kind of things to get the continuity and get it back to how we wanted to get it.
Jesus
Okay. Again. The car's just come off the shelf on its own. Right. Again, I've never known anything like it, but I've got to show you guys. It's a toy car, and it's no trickery. There's no magnets. All it is on a shelf. There's I'll be honest, I've got no answers. I really haven't got. I haven't got an answer for that. Of why that's just flown off there on its own. Did any?
Is this top person been victim then?
You killed children.
Yes,
You killed children.
extremely.
You killed children.
Is it wise to stay around here this time?
I don't want to stay around here. I've not wanted to stay around here since before the glass smashed.
I
Can we
do
go?
actually want to make us way out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit freaked with it.
Okay. We'll.
One last place, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you remember, as a paranormal investigator, I need to get to the bottom of it. That's my job. I want to get to the bottom of it. Whether you guys are here with me, or whether this is what I've been in the business for. This is what I've built everything on to get this kind of activity.
Yeah.
Tonight is the first time I've had this activity. If you guys want to leave,
No.
you can go.
Can we move somewhere else then?
Yes, we'll go. But all I'm trying to say is, I've built this up over many years of trying to get this activity. And tonight, we've got something that is unheard of. On the first night of obviously filming with the crew, we've never had this before. And I know you guys are new to it, as I've said before, and it's not something that that happens often. We need to get to the bottom of it somehow. Do we want to start calling out?
That's what you think we need to do? What the hell was that?
Noise.
To be honest, I'm quite. I'm adapting myself to it. Okay, if there is anybody here, if there's anybody with us, you make a knock, a tap, a bang. Show yourself. You've done knocks, you've done taps. Show yourself. Okay, right. That's it. Okay, I get the message. We're done, okay? We're finished. Cool. Okay, we're still in the location. We're just about to leave, but Phil, being Phil, has asked for us to give our feelings of what's just happened and what we've just experienced. So, from my point of view, as I've said as we've been going along as a paranormal investigator, I've been doing it for 15 years and I've never ever come across anything as active as this place. And I've been to many places. I've been to some very haunted places, and I've been to places that I can't explain the activity that's going on, but not to the extent of what's happened tonight. I'm kind of on edge, but also excited for the activity that we've got, and I'm looking forward to looking back at what we've got from my point of view. I can't explain what's happened. I wish I could, I can't, but I'm just at the minute just wanted to get out of here and get my own thoughts together. Yeah, Michelle.
Well,
I know you was I know you've been on edge for quite a while, and even off camera has been kind of pulling me in and wanting to get out of the location. Yeah. And to your credit, you've stayed, and I have begged you to stay at some point when you was ready to get leaving. So thank you for that to start with. But now you're up here. I know we're still in the location, but we're out the main place. What's your thoughts now?
Well, I've never experienced anything like that before. I've been on a few ghost hunts, I've got to admit, but nothing's ever happened. Yeah. And it's just terrified me. I don't get terrified easily. I've done history. I've been in places where murders have taken place. Done Jack the Ripper walks, and battlefields and things like that. And nothing has ever grasped me like that has. It's absolutely terrifying, and I'm still shaking. It's awful.
I can see you're still upset. So
I don't upset easily.
No, well I know that, and the people that do know that you don't upset easily, and the viewers that do. Pete, it's one of your first ghost hunts with us. Obviously, I've dragged you along. You've been on a couple with me, but not many. And I know that you've not seen anything like the activity.
I've never really experienced anything like this before.
What's your thoughts on it?
Me, I'm very nervous. It's totally petrified me tonight. I've never really experienced anything like this before. I just can't describe what I've seen tonight. I can't imagine. You know what I mean? It's just I'm still shook up now. I just don't know. I'm confused with words. I don't know what to say. It's just a lot happened, and I just can't get over it. Yeah. So.
And I know you as a person, and I know you don't get shaken easy. I know that you're a big bloke and you don't scare easily. And tonight has, I think, rocked us all to the core, and probably including Phil that's behind the camera. It's something that we've not experienced at all, and it's something that I've never experienced. But it's something that we can look back on, we can look at the footage, and we're going to have to look into it more. I know you don't want to, we're going to have to.
Oh, Jesus,
so
what was that?
Right, it was an aerosol can that dropped off the box. Whether it was malicious, spiritual, I don't know. I think that's our cue to leave. What I was going to go and say just before we do leave is we are going to investigate more. We have got other locations that we need to look at, that we've already got scheduled, that follows on the same path as this, what we've been looking into tonight. I know we're kind of on edge at the minute, so watch this space and ready for the next one.
Can we go now?
We're going, yeah, we're going.